No one is coming to save you. That's the harsh truth most people refuse to face. You can pray, you can wish, you can wait. But if your voice sounds like weakness, the world will treat you like you're weak. If you keep talking like a victim, you'll keep living like one. Life does not hand out crowns. You have to speak like a king before you ever sit on the throne. This isn't about being loud. This isn't about fake confidence. This is about power, precision, presence. It's about rewiring your words because the way you speak is the way you build, brick by brick or excuse by excuse. You're broke, trapped, exhausted from playing small. Good. That means you're ready, ready to break the chains, ready to build a fortress, ready to rise. The battlefield is your mind. Your voice is your weapon. And in the next few pages, I'm going to teach you how to fight with it. Stay with me. What you're about to learn could be the difference between a life of silence and a life that commands the world to listen. Chapter 1. The Language of Power. Words are weapons. Words are blueprints. Words are the foundation of every empire ever built. And your words, they're either bricks in your fortress or cracks in your prison wall. You don't need more motivation. You don't need another podcast. You need to start listening to the way you speak, the way you narrate your life, because the way you speak is the way you think, and the way you think is the way you act. Action starts with language. Leadership starts with language. Wealth starts with language. So let's get brutally honest. Listen to yourself for 1 day, 1 hour, 1 sentence. Are you speaking with certainty or with fear? Are you speaking like a builder or a beggar? You think it doesn't matter. It does, because your words train your brain. Every maybe, every I guess, every hopefully chips away at your belief system. You say it enough times and your subconscious believes it, and once it believes it, it becomes law. Leaders don't speak with uncertainty. They speak with command. They don't say, I'll try. They say, I will. They don't say, maybe someday. They say, it's happening now. They don't ask for permission. They declare their intent. And that starts now, not after you feel ready, not after life gets easier, now. So here's what you do. You remove the soft, weak language from your vocabulary. Today. No more, I hope so. No more, I don't know if I can. No more, we'll see. No more, it's not that bad. No more, maybe next year. No more, I'm trying. No more, I'm just not good at that. These are not harmless phrases. They are poison. They sound small. They keep you small. You replace them with clarity, with fire, with steel. Say, I'm building. Say, I'm learning. Say, I will figure it out. Say, this is mine to claim. Say, I execute, I rise, I lead. Because here's the truth. You've been taught to speak like a servant, to shrink yourself, to be humble. But let me tell you something. False humility is a cage, and you've been living in it for too long. You've been taught to apologize for your hunger, to water down your voice, to soften your vision so others won't feel uncomfortable. That ends now. Power speaks, power doesn't beg. Power doesn't justify, power builds. This is not about arrogance. This is about certainty. The kind of certainty that gets things done. The kind of certainty that bends reality. That moves people. That gets doors opened, contracts signed, dreams funded. Because in this world, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you demand. And your language is the first demand you send into the universe. Still think it's just words? Fine. Let's look at it another way. Think of every successful person you know, every wealthy person, every powerful person. How do they speak? Do they mumble? Do they hesitate? Do they apologize for having goals? Do they end sentences with, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, just an idea? No, they speak like everything they say matters, because it does. So how do you change? Step 1, catch your weak words in the act. Be ruthless. Write them down. Circle them in red. Step 2, replace them immediately. Build a list of power phrases. Rehearse them. Speak them into the mirror. Drill them into your mind like a soldier preparing for war. Step 3, repeat until it becomes instinct, until your language no longer betrays your potential. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to shout. But you do need to speak with precision, with clarity, with no room for doubt. Let me be clear, this will feel uncomfortable. You've spent years, maybe decades, speaking in a way that keeps you invisible, speaking like someone waiting for permission. Changing that voice is like tearing down an old house brick by brick. But if you want to build a fortress, you have to demolish the shack first. You will stutter. You will fall back into old patterns. That's normal. That's expected. That's the battlefield. But every time you catch yourself and choose power instead of weakness, you lay a new brick. And brick by brick, word by word, you build your new identity. This is not just about money. It's about presence, influence, command. It's about the way you walk into a room, the way people feel when you open your mouth, the way opportunities start showing up, not because you're lucky, but because you've trained the world to listen. Leaders are not born. They are spoken into existence. Your voice is not just sound. It is signal. It is blueprint. It is declaration. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. Say it with your chest. The world is full of noise. Weak voices get drowned out. Strong voices cut through the chaos. So cut through. Sharpen your words. Trim the fat. Strip the apologies. Speak as if every sentence is a brick, because it is. And when the doubts come, and they will, don't run, don't shrink, don't stutter. Stand tall, look it in the eye, and say, I speak with purpose, I speak with fire, I speak like a leader. Say it again, say it until it's true. Say it until the world starts believing you. Say it until you start believing yourself. Because the way you speak is the way you build, and this is the first day of construction. Chapter 2, Kill the Victim Script. Let's rip the bandage off. No one who speaks like a victim becomes a leader. Not one, not ever. Read that again. Let it burn. If you speak like someone who's always waiting, always blaming, always explaining why it's not your fault, you will live trapped, shackled by your own narrative, drowning in a story you wrote with your own mouth. The victim script is poison. It sounds like this. I can't because of my past. They won't give me a chance. It's not fair. I wasn't raised with money. I would, but life keeps hitting me. I want to, but I'm scared. You've said it, we all have, but you're not here to stay the same. You're here to kill the script, burn it, rewrite it in fire. Because every time you speak like a victim, you surrender your power. You give it away. You hand it to the world and say, do what you want with me. You put the pen in someone else's hand and let them write your story. And here's the sick truth. The world doesn't care. It doesn't stop for your pain. It doesn't wait for your healing. It keeps spinning, and you either rise or you get run over. This chapter is war, and your enemy is the story you keep repeating, the story that says you can't, that you're stuck, that you're small. So let's destroy it. You want to lead? Then speak like someone who takes full ownership, total control. No excuses, no blame, only responsibility. Because blame is easy, blame is comfortable, blame makes you feel righteous, but blame builds nothing. Responsibility is brutal. Responsibility strips you naked, but it gives you back your weapon, it gives you back your bricks, and with those bricks you build a future. So here's how you break the chains. Step 1. Every time you catch yourself saying something that sounds like a victim, pause. Catch it mid-sentence. Interrupt the pattern. Don't let it pass like it's normal. It's not normal. It's the voice of surrender. Kill it fast. Step 2, rewrite the script. Speak as if you are in charge. Always replace. I can't write arrow. I haven't figured it out yet. They didn't let me write arrow. I didn't find a way through. It's not fair, write arrow. It's my responsibility anyway. I'm scared, write arrow. I'm uncomfortable, but I move forward anyway. This is not delusion. This is leadership. Step 3, own every part of your story. The pain, the past, the problems, own it all. Stop hiding behind what happened to you. Use it. Weaponize it. Let your scars become signals of power, not symbols of pity. No more explaining. No more defending. No more hoping someone understands how hard it's been. They won't. And they don't have to. You're not here to be understood. You're here to become undeniable. This won't be easy. You've been speaking the victim's script for years, maybe since childhood. Maybe it was your parents' voice first. Maybe your teachers. Maybe the people who told you to be realistic, to know your place, to just be grateful. But here's the reality. You can be grateful and still be hungry. You can respect your past and still refuse to repeat it. You can honor your pain and still lead with strength. You are not weak for struggling, but you stay weak when you keep justifying your struggle. Leaders don't do that. Leaders don't sit in circles comparing tragedies. They stand up, they walk through fire, and they say, "This is mine to fix." You want financial freedom? Start speaking like someone who earns, not someone who waits, not someone who begs. Speak like someone who builds. You want respect? Stop explaining your failures like they're badges. Own them like lessons. Speak about them like scars that made you stronger. You want power? Kill the script that says you have none. Because here's what happens when you rewrite your words. Your energy changes. People feel it. They respond differently. Opportunities show up, not by magic, but by momentum. Your voice starts moving things. But first, you have to move you. Say this out loud. I am not a victim. I am a builder. I am a fighter. I am the author now. Say it again, louder, sharper, until it feels real, until your body believes it. There will be days when the old voice comes back, days when life hits hard, when everything in you wants to fold, wants to crawl back to the safe, small script. That's when you fight harder. That's when you speak stronger. Because that's the moment champions are forged, not when things are easy, but when everything hurts and you choose power anyway. Pain is part of this path. Discomfort is part of this process. Growth always demands blood. But silence is death. Excuses are chains. And the victim script is a prison disguised as comfort. You came here to break out, so stop whispering apologies. Stop explaining your stuckness. Stop narrating your limitations. Speak like someone who escaped. Speak like someone who is still bleeding, but building. Still limping, but leading. You don't need everyone to believe you. You just need to believe yourself long enough to finish the rewrite. And when you do, you'll look back and realize this chapter, the one where you finally killed the victim's script, was the beginning of everything. Because this isn't just about money. This is about identity. This is about breaking free. No more someday. No more if only. No more they won't let me. From now on, it's I move. I lead. I build. Power doesn't explain. Power executes. Now get to work. The script is dead. You are not. Chapter 3. Speak with vision. If you only talk about where you are, you'll stay there forever. That's the trap. That's the cage. People talk about the pain, the struggle, the grind, but they never talk about the future. And because they never speak it, they never build it. You cannot build what you cannot see, and you cannot lead if you cannot speak into the future. Every leader speaks with vision. Every builder speaks with blueprint. Every champion speaks like they already see the fortress rising, even when it's just dust and foundation. You've been taught to be realistic, to not get your hopes up. You've been trained to only talk about what is right in front of you. The bills, the job, the mess, the stress, the same story on repeat. But here's the truth. What you repeat becomes your reality. If you keep saying, "I'm just trying to survive," you will. If you keep saying, "I can't catch a break," you won't. If you keep saying, "Maybe one day," that day will never come. The tongue is a chisel, and right now you're carving a prison cell with your words. Time to drop the hammer. Time to start carving a future instead. You want out of the financial hole you're in. You want more than bills and stress and panic at the gas pump. Then start speaking like someone building an empire, not surviving in a tent. Don't just describe your life, declare your future. That's what vision is. It's not fantasy. It's not lying to yourself. It's leadership. It's a decision to speak what you intend to create, not what you're afraid you'll stay stuck in. Your words are the first bricks of the world you're building. So let's start now. Say this: "I'm building wealth," not "I'm broke." Say, "I'm in transition," not "I'm stuck." Say, "I'm learning to lead," not "I'm lost." Say, "I'm creating something powerful," not "I'm just trying to figure it out." Speak like the future already has your name on it, because it does, but only if you claim it. Vision is oxygen. Without it, your soul suffocates. And if you've been tired, drained, ready to give up, it's not because you're lazy. It's because you've been breathing in too much reality and not enough vision. Reality tells you what is. Vision tells you what can be. And leaders live in can be. You need a voice that speaks from the mountaintop, even while you're still in the valley. You need language that stretches beyond the walls, words that punch holes through limitations, sentences that carry scaffolding, phrases that light fires. You are not meant to echo the present. You are meant to announce the future. That's what leadership sounds like. You've seen it, you've felt it. That person who speaks about their goals with fire in their chest. The person who says, "I'm building a company," even when they're still working from their car. The person who says, "I'm creating legacy," while everyone else is just trying to pay rent. And you remember them, because vision cuts through noise. You want to lead? Then stop mumbling your future like it's a secret. Speak it out loud. Bold, clear, specific. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about power positioning. Because when you speak with vision, you change your posture. Your energy shifts. People notice. You move differently. You dress differently. You decide faster. You shrink less. And guess what? People start treating you like a leader because you sound like one. But let's be real, it's not easy. There's a voice in your head right now trying to shut this down, saying, "Don't get your hopes up." Saying, "What if you look stupid?" Saying, "You've said that before and it didn't work." That voice is a liar. That voice is your enemy. That voice wants you to stay small, stay broke, stay scared. Silence it, drown it with vision. Say it anyway, even if your voice shakes. Say it anyway, even if nobody claps. Say it anyway, even if you don't fully believe it yet. Because belief is built by repetition, and repetition starts with declaration. Here's your assignment. Every morning, speak your future out loud, not a wish list, not vague hope, a bold, specific vision. Say, "I am building a business that earns 6 figures." Say, "I will become a speaker that commands rooms." Say, "I am creating a life of freedom and power." Not someday, now. Your vision doesn't live in the future. It lives in your language today. And when people ask, "What are you up to?" Stop shrinking. Stop saying, "Just figuring things out." Stop saying, "I don't know yet." Stop pretending you're lost when you're just afraid to be seen trying. Say it with your chest. Say it like a blueprint. Say it like your name depends on it. Because it does. You want to get out of poverty. You want to crush this scarcity mindset. You want to build something worth leaving behind. Then talk like the architect, not the tenant. Talk like the general, not the soldier. Talk like the future already belongs to you, and then act like it. And yes, people will laugh. People will doubt. People will roll their eyes when you speak with vision. Let them. You're not here to entertain. You're here to build. You're not here to blend in. You're here to break out. You're not here to stay small. You're here to rise. So say it, again and again, until the blueprint becomes a building, until the dirt becomes steel, until the vision becomes victory. Your words are bricks. Your sentences are scaffolding. Your voice is the first tool in your toolbox. Use it. Because if you don't speak it, you'll never see it. And if you don't see it, you'll never light it. Speak with vision. Speak with fire. Speak like you already see the fortress rising. Because that's how leaders build. And you're a builder now. Act like it. Speak like it. Become it. Chapter 4. Command attention, not approval. You weren't born to beg. You weren't built to blend in. And yet, somewhere along the way, you were trained to seek approval like oxygen. You were told to stay polite, to stay quiet, to be agreeable, to not rock the boat, so you learned to talk small, to soften your edges, to hide your ambition behind fake humility and sugar-coated words. And now, you wonder why no one listens when you speak, why no one takes your goals seriously, why people overlook you, interrupt you, ignore your ideas. Here's the truth. You don't have a power problem. You have an approval addiction. And that ends now. Leaders don't seek approval. Leaders command attention. They don't talk to be liked. They talk to be heard. They don't adjust their message to avoid offense. They sharpen it to cut through noise. If your voice sounds like a question, don't be surprised when life gives you a maybe. Stop ending powerful statements with nervous laughter. Stop prefacing bold ideas with, "I might be wrong, but." Stop apologizing before you even begin. Every time you shrink your language, you shrink your future. There's a big difference between being liked and being respected. You've spent your life chasing the first. It's time to earn the second. Because when people respect your voice, they move. They pay, they follow, they remember. You don't build an empire by asking for permission. You build it by claiming ground, by standing tall, by speaking like your words carry weight, because they do. But approval-seeking language is light. It's forgettable. It floats like a feather and falls like silence. You want your voice to hit like thunder, then start cutting the fluff. Say it plain, say it firm, say it once. Don't over-explain, don't sugarcoat, don't dress it up in disclaimers. Don't say, "I'm just trying to make a point." Say, "Here's the point." Don't say, "Sorry to bother you." Say, "Here, S what we need to do." Don't say, "I'm not sure if this is a good idea." Say, "Here, S what I believe will work." This isn't about being rude. It's about being clear. It's about stepping into the room like you own it, not because you're arrogant, but because you've finally decided to stop being invisible. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need everyone to agree with you. You just need to show up with conviction. Conviction cuts through chaos. Conviction commands the room. But here's the real battle. It's not just about how you speak to others. It's about what you believe you deserve. Because if you believe you're still small, still insignificant, still a nobody, you'll speak like it. You'll sound like someone who's waiting to be picked. And the world doesn't pick the quiet one in the corner. The world picks the one who walks up, speaks up, and doesn't flinch. So how do you start commanding attention? First, you stop apologizing for existing. You stop saying just before every sentence. I'm just trying to. I just want to. I was just wondering. Kill the word just. It's the language of someone trying to tiptoe through life without being noticed. You were not built to tiptoe. You were built to lead. Second, master your presence. Not just your words, your posture, your eyes, your tone. Speak from your chest. Sit like your time matters. Look people in the eye when you talk. Don't rush, don't shrink, take up space. People listen to those who look like they belong at the front of the room, even if they're not there yet. Third, speak with urgency. Don't ramble, don't circle the point. Hit hard, hit clear, hit now. This is war. You're fighting for freedom, for wealth, for power. Every word is a weapon. Every sentence is a strike. Use them with precision, with force, with purpose. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable, especially if you've spent your life trying to be nice, to be easy to be around. But nice doesn't pay the bills. Approval doesn't build empires. You know what does. Respect, clarity, power. You want people to listen, then speak like someone worth listening to. And don't confuse attention with volume. You don't need to yell. You don't need to dominate every room. But when you speak, speak with intent. Speak like you mean every word. Speak like silence would be more painful than the truth. Because people don't follow loud voices. They follow steady ones, certain ones, unapologetic ones. When you speak, speak like someone who's already leading. Speak like someone who no longer needs validation. Speak like someone who's been quiet for too long and finally decided to be heard. It won't be easy. Old habits will pull you back. That approval voice will whisper, tone it down. Don't be too much. Play it safe. Ignore it. That voice has never built anything. That voice is the same one that kept you broke, kept you small, kept you behind. Silence it with action. Bury it with certainty. Say what needs to be said. Say it now. Say it clean. You were not born to wait for applause. You were born to take the mic. Command attention. Own your voice. Stop asking for permission to be powerful. Because the world doesn't move for people who whisper. It moves for leaders who dare to speak like they matter. Chapter 5. The inner voice is the first audience. Before the world listens to you, you have to listen to yourself. And right now, your inner voice is killing your power. Not the voice you use in meetings, not the one you use on calls, the one inside your head, the one you hear when no one else is around, the one whispering at night, echoing in the silence, repeating every failure, every fear, every lie you've heard and started believing. That voice is either your prison guard or your commander. And most people, they're living under mental dictatorship, their own mind bullying them into weakness, into silence, into scarcity. You can't speak like a leader if you think like a loser. Because leadership doesn't begin in public. It begins in private, in the thoughts no one sees, in the conversations you have with yourself every day. Read that again. Your first audience is you. And right now, you're feeding yourself garbage. You're reciting chains. You're looping scripts that make you smaller every time you repeat them. You say, I'm not good enough. You say, I always mess this up. You say, no one listens to me. You say, what's the point? It never works. You say, I'm not meant for more. And the voice doesn't scream, it whispers. That's how it wins, quiet, constant, relentless. You've heard it for so long, you think it's the truth. It's not. That voice is programming, old conditioning, words planted in your soil by people who never watered their own, and now you're harvesting their doubt. It's time to burn the field and plant something new. Here's the truth. No one speaks to you more than you. So if your internal voice is toxic, don't expect your external voice to be powerful. You want to talk like a leader. Then train the voice in your head to speak like one. That starts now. Step 1, expose the script. Write it down, word for word. Every toxic phrase you catch yourself thinking or saying under your breath. Rip the lies out of your mind and see them on paper. Don't sugarcoat, don't filter, don't pretend it's not there. Get it all out. Step 2, confront it. Would you let someone say that to your child, to your best friend, to someone you love? Then why do you let yourself say it to you? That voice doesn't get to run your life anymore. It doesn't get to shape your identity. You're the architect now. Step 3, rewrite. For every lie, a counterstrike. For every doubt, a declaration. I'm not good enough becomes, I'm in training, but I'm capable. I always mess up becomes, I learn fast and adapt. No one listens to me becomes, my voice carries weight and people respond. It never works becomes, every failure sharpens my success. These aren't affirmations. This is mental combat. You're not here to chant mantras. You're here to rewire your battlefield. You're here to forge steel out of silence. You're here to build a fortress inside your skull, one thought at a time. Because no external success will stick if your internal voice still sounds like sabotage. Look at anyone who commands a room, who bends reality, who leads movements. They all have one thing in common. They've mastered the voice inside. It doesn't mean the voice of fear disappears. It means the voice of leadership gets louder. Every time you choose power over panic, that voice gets stronger. Every time you catch yourself spiraling and shift course, that voice sharpens. You don't need to silence all fear. You need to override it. And you override it by speaking back, out loud, bold, with force. When the voice says, "You can't do this," you say, "Watch me." When the voice says, "Who do you think you are?" you say, "I'm becoming who I was born to be." When the voice says, "You're too late," you say, "I'm right on time." Say it until the voice gets tired. Say it until you believe it. Say it until your inner dialogue matches your outer destiny. This will feel strange. It will feel fake. But you've been faking weakness for years. You've been pretending to be smaller than you are. Now it's time to pretend in the other direction until it becomes truth. Your words are bricks, your thoughts are mortar. Your voice is the hammer. Start building. And when it gets hard, and it will, you do fold. You double down. Because this isn't just about money. This isn't just about career. This is about identity. This is about survival. This is about not dying with your potential still locked inside your chest because your inner voice convinced you to shut up and sit down. You don't have time to be soft. You don't have time to be kind to the voice that's been cruel to you. You attack it. You crush it. You replace it. You turn your mind into a war room. And from that war room, you launch your new reality. People will notice the difference. Your energy will shift. Your words will land differently. You'll walk into rooms like you belong there because you do. You'll stop second-guessing. You'll stop apologizing for existing. You'll stop making excuses for why you can't. And when you speak, it won't just be volume, it'll be voltage. People will feel it. They won't know why, but they'll be drawn to it. Because most people are starving for someone who actually believes what they're saying. Be that person for them, but first for you. Speak to yourself like a leader, every day, especially on the days you don't feel like one, especially when you're broke, especially when you're scared, especially when life hits you in the mouth. That's when it matters most. The mirror is your battleground. The words in your head are your armor. The future is watching. Now speak. Speak like someone who's already free. Speak like someone who's already built the first level of the fortress. Speak like someone who knows. The voice inside is the first brick. And you've just laid it. Keep building. Chapter 6. Speak like you're already there. If you wait to speak like a leader until you feel like a leader, you'll never say a word. That's the trap. That's the loop that keeps people broke, quiet, and stuck. They think confidence comes first. They think power comes after proof. They think the crown has to be on their head before they speak like a king. But leaders speak from the throne, even before the crown touches. You don't wait until you've made it to talk like you belong there. You speak like you belong, and then the world starts to believe it. Then it starts to respond. Then it starts to open doors. And that's where most people lose. They whisper their goals. They downplay their dreams. They speak about their future like it's a lottery ticket, not a blueprint. They say things like, "I hope to be successful someday." They say, "I'm just trying to figure things out." They say, "I'm working on a little something." They say, "Maybe it'll happen if I'm lucky." You want luck? Speak like you already own the outcome. Because the world listens to certainty. The marketplace rewards confidence. People follow vision, but only when it's delivered like it's non-negotiable. Speak like your future is not up for debate. Speak like your results are inevitable. Not optional, not accidental, inevitable. When someone asks what you do, don't say, "Oh, I'm just starting something small." Say, "I'm building a business that will dominate my industry." When someone asks where you're headed, don't say, "I don't know yet, just exploring." Say, "I'm on a mission to create generational wealth and build something that outlives me." When someone asks who you are, don't give them a resume. Give them a vision. Because here's the truth. People don't follow titles, they follow energy. And energy is transferred through language, through tone, through posture, through the way you speak. If you want people to treat you like a leader, you have to speak like the leader version of you, not the current version. Not the broke you, not the scared you, not the doubting, second-guessing, maybe someday you. The future you. The one who already built it, the one who already escaped, the one who already fought through the chaos and came out on the other side. Channel that voice, even if it feels fake at first, especially if it feels fake. Because you've been practicing powerlessness for years, now you practice leadership. That's how change happens, through rehearsal, through repetition, through decision. It's not lying, it's not delusion, it's construction. You're building your next identity brick by brick, and your words are the first materials. So choose wisely. Say "I am" instead of "I hope." Say "I will" instead of "I might." Say "I'm becoming" instead of "I wish I could be." This is how leaders are made. Not in the moment of arrival, but in the moments of decision. Long before the crowd, long before the applause, long before the proof. You speak like you're already there. And that voice becomes your standard. That voice becomes your compass. That voice becomes your anchor when things get hard, when money is tight, when nothing is working. Because it will get hard, the doubt will come back. You'll want to shrink again. You'll feel like an imposter, like a fraud. That's normal. You're building a new reality with the bricks of your own voice. That doesn't happen without resistance. But resistance doesn't mean stop. It means you're lifting something heavy, and that means you're building strength. So when it gets hard, speak louder. When the fear creeps in, double down. When the results lag behind, speak with even more clarity. Say, "I am still on mission." Say, "This is not the end of the story." Say, "I'm building momentum. I'm breaking ground. I'm just getting started." You don't need everyone to believe you. You just need to outlast their doubt. And that's the secret. Most people quit not because they failed, but because they stopped speaking power when things got painful. They gave up the tone, they gave up the posture, they gave up the language. And when you give up the language, the fortress starts to crack. The enemy gets in, the doubt takes over. Don't let that happen. Speak like you're already there, even when the numbers say you're not, even when the bank account laughs in your face, even when the people around you roll their eyes. Speak it anyway, because the fortress is built in silence. The walls go up when no one is watching, and the day will come sooner than you think, when you step into a room and everything you said about yourself will feel real. Because it will be. And when someone says, "Wow, you really made it," you'll smile, because you didn't just make it. You spoke it, you declared it, you built it. From the inside out, one word at a time. This is your blueprint. This is your strategy. This is your war cry. Speak like you're already there. And one day, you will be. This is the moment, the end of the book, but not the end of your war. Because now you've seen the truth. You've felt it in your gut. You've stared it in the face. The world does not bend to the silent. It does not follow the hesitant. It does not reward the weak voice, the soft tongue, the apologetic whisper. It bows to those who speak with power, who speak with clarity, who speak with fire. That's the truth you've been avoiding. That's the truth that's been costing you time, money, freedom, and power. Not just what you do, but how you speak, to the world, to others, and most dangerously, to yourself. Your words are not decoration. They are construction. They are commands. They are blueprints. They are weapons. And from this day forward, you don't speak like a prisoner. You don't speak like a beggar. You don't speak like someone waiting to be rescued. You speak like a leader. That means you kill the victim's script. Every time it tries to crawl back, you crush it. You replace it. You speak like someone who owns their life, not someone explaining their wounds. That means you speak with vision. You paint the future in full color, even when your hands are still covered in the dirt of today. You don't speak about where you are, you speak about where you're going. That means you stop begging for approval. You stop softening your edges. You stop muting your voice. You speak like you've already earned your place at the table, even if you have to build the damn table yourself. That means you rewrite the voice in your head. You stop letting it bully you. You speak power into your own ears over and over until that voice bows to you. And that means you speak like you're already there, not pretending, not lying, leading, deciding, declaring, speaking from the throne even before the crown fits your head. The old version of you, the one who stayed small, who stayed silent, who stayed afraid, died the moment you opened your mouth with authority. Don't let that version rise again. Don't give it air. Don't give it words. Bury it. Now here's your challenge. Starting today, you speak differently. Not just sometimes. Not just when you're feeling inspired. Every day, every sentence, every room you walk into, you speak like someone who leads, like someone who builds, like someone who escapes the prison of poverty not by luck, but by voice. No more weak words. No more soft tones. No more hesitant scripts. Speak with power. Speak with fire. Speak like your life depends on it, because it does. This is not a game. This is not theory. This is war. Your words are the first weapon. Your language is the first strike. So pick up your hammer. Sharpen your voice. Walk into the world with your head high and your message clear. And when they ask, "Who do you think you are?" look them in the eye and say, "I speak like a leader because I am one."